Okay, so you're thinking about marriage,
Yeah.
maybe already planning it,
Right.
and that's incredible.
It is.
But, uh, beyond the romance,
Uh-huh.
beyond that feeling that this is the person,
Yeah.
lies the real groundwork for a partnership that lasts.
Absolutely.
And we're not here to rain on any parades.
No, no.
We're here to offer you a shortcut to some seriously crucial insights.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Well,
So,
what have we been looking at today?
well, we've been immersing ourselves in this really insightful piece of audio
Right.
podcast episode called Before You Get Married, Love Alone is Not Enough.
Oh, wow.
And that title, I think, really hits the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Our aim here is to kind of extract
Yeah.
those really vital conversations that they highlighted,
Okay.
give you a bit of a roadmap
Mm-hmm.
for the discussions that, really underpin a resilient marriage.
Okay, so let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
Um, the source makes a powerful point
Yeah.
that really resonated with me, I think.
Yeah.
Love is the spark.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It brings you together.
It does.
But it's not the fuel that sustains a marriage
It's not enough on its own.
over the long haul.
No, it's not.
It talks about needing a shared compass, your values,
Right.
and a deep understanding of each other.
Yes.
Almost like having a co-pilot
Yes.
who knows the route and can help navigate turbulence.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It is.
So what I thought was interesting is how the source uses everyday realities to underscore this point.
Yeah.
Points out the obvious,
Yeah.
but often overlooked thing.
Right.
Like, love doesn't magically handle the bills,
Exactly.
and it doesn't automatically equip you with identical parenting instincts.
It's so true.
These are the practicalities every couple will encounter.
Yeah.
And that initial rush of affection isn't necessarily designed to tackle them.
No.
The source also touches on how love alone can't simply erase past hurts,
Yes.
financial anxieties, or fundamental differences in how you see the world.
It's a good point.
So keeping that in mind,
Okay.
let's get down to brass tacks,
All right.
the essential conversations.
Let's have them.
The source breaks down several key areas.
Uh-huh.
And the first one, which probably won't surprise anyone,
What's that?
is money.
Of course, money.
Right.
Top of the list, usually.
Research consistently shows that
Yeah.
it's not necessarily how much money a couple has,
Right.
but rather their differing financial habits and, crucially,
Yes.
their communication about finances.
It's the communication.
Yeah,
That's key.
They're the biggest predictors of conflict.
Absolutely.
What the source really emphasizes is the need for transparency
Mm-hmm.
and a shared understanding of your individual approaches to money.
Yes.
It's like understanding your partner's money language.
I like that.
Right.
Money language.
Are they a natural saver
Yeah.
or more inclined to spend?
Are they a spender?
Yeah,
That's key right there.
that's a key insight right there.
Yeah.
And then the source throws out some really important questions for you to consider with your partner.
Okay, let's hear them.
Like, how do we typically handle our money on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, that's basic but important.
Does either of us have any outstanding debt?
Uh-huh.
And if so, what's the strategy for tackling it?
Yeah. You got to have a plan.
And this is a big one that can have a real impact on your daily life together.
Okay.
Will we manage our finances jointly, keep them entirely separate,
Yeah,
or find a hybrid approach?
that's a good one.
Then, of course, there are the longer-term financial goals.
Okay.
Saving for a down payment, planning for retirement,
Big stuff.
making investments.
Uh-huh.
Getting aligned on these early can prevent a lot of friction down the road.
Absolutely.
Your financial habits and attitudes towards money
Yeah.
are often deeply rooted in your upbringing and past experiences.
So true.
So understanding your partner's history with money.
Okay.
What were they taught about saving? What were their family spending habits like?
It all plays a role.
Can provide really valuable context.
Absolutely.
The source is spot on when it highlights that financial transparency isn't about trying to control each other's spending.
Right.
It's about fostering trust
Uh-huh.
and building a foundation of open communication
Yeah.
to avoid potential conflict down the line.
So important.
Okay, so let's move on to another area
Okay.
that's huge,
Cool.
especially if you envision building a family together
Yeah.
now or in the future.
Uh-huh.
Parenting styles and beliefs.
Oh, that's a big one.
Right.
Huge one.
This is definitely a territory where seemingly small differences
Oh, yeah.
can escalate into significant disagreements.
Absolutely.
The source rightly frames this as a must discuss
Yeah.
if children are part of your shared vision.
If kids are in the picture.
And I couldn't agree more.
Couldn't agree more.
So think about the fundamental questions.
Okay.
How many children do you each imagine having?
Right. How big is the family?
What are your core beliefs about raising kids?
Uh-huh. Like, what's your philosophy?
Do you lean towards a more structured approach,
Yeah.
a more flexible one, or somewhere in between?
Like strict, lenient,
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle.
And it gets even more granular than that.
Okay.
The source brings up the specifics of discipline.
Yes. Discipline.
How will you navigate disagreements on how to guide your children's behavior?
That's important to figure out.
And then there's the practical division of labor.
Right.
Who anticipates taking on the primary parenting responsibilities, particularly in those early years.
Especially those early years.
Aligning on these fundamental philosophies beforehand,
Yeah.
as the source emphasizes, can really minimize friction and confusion
For sure.
once you're actually in the whirlwind of parenthood.
In the thick of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, this raises a really interesting point.
What's that?
What happens when your own experiences of being parented were vastly different?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
These conversations aren't just logistical.
Right.
They're about understanding the underlying values and beliefs
Yeah.
that shape your individual approaches to raising children.
Uh-huh.
It's about identifying those non-negotiables for each of you
Okay.
versus the areas where you might be more flexible,
Yeah, where you can bend.
and ultimately finding that common ground
Yes.
while respecting each other's perspectives,
Right.
even if they aren't identical.
Not 100% the same.
Right.
But you can meet somewhere.
Next up, the source delves into an area
Huh.
that can be surprisingly sensitive,
Uh-huh.
even between couples with a deep connection,
Yeah.
religion,
Yeah.
and those really core values that shape your worldview.
Religion. Yeah. Big one.
Yeah, and the source astutely points out that
Yeah.
even with a strong foundation of love,
Mm-hmm.
differences in these fundamental areas can create significant challenges over time.
It can lead to problems down the road.
It's not solely about whether you share the same religious affiliation,
Yeah.
but also how you envision navigating different beliefs regarding holidays, traditions, and spiritual practices in your daily lives.
Right.
And crucially,
Yes.
if you have children in their upbringing.
How to raise kids.
So the questions the source poses here
Yeah.
are really crucial for self-reflection and for talking with your partner.
Okay.
If you don't share the same religious beliefs,
Yeah.
how will you approach things like holidays and family celebrations?
Right. Like, what are the rules of the house?
And perhaps even more fundamentally, what are the core values?
Uh-huh.
Things like honesty, loyalty,
Yeah.
your views on community
Yeah, the big picture stuff.
that you want to instill in your family.
Yeah.
These aren't just abstract ideas.
Right.
They really shape how you live
It's how you live your life.
and the principles you'll pass on.
The next generation.
Having these open conversations early can definitely prevent future misunderstandings.
Yeah. Get it out in the open.
And even feelings of resentment.
Nobody wants resentment.
What's fascinating here is how deeply ingrained our religious beliefs and core values often are.
It's part of who we are.
They form the bedrock of our identities
Yeah.
and influence so many of our decisions,
Yeah. Everything we do.
both big and small.
Uh-huh.
Openly discussing these differences,
Yeah.
truly understanding their significance to your partner,
Really hearing them.
and finding respectful ways to navigate them
Yeah.
is absolutely essential for long-term harmony.
Right.
The source then moves into
Yeah.
the often intricate world
Yeah.
of family dynamics and setting boundaries.
Boundaries. Yeah, that can be tough.
Because as the saying goes, when you marry someone,
Yeah.
you're also in a way joining their family.
That's the truth.
The level of involvement of each other's families in your life
Uh-huh.
is something that definitely warrants open discussion.
It really does.
What are your expectations around holiday gatherings?
Yeah, like how often are we seeing them?
How often do you envision seeing each side of the family?
Both sides of the family.
What about those spontaneous family visits?
To drop in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These might seem like minor details initially,
Yeah.
but they can become significant sources of tension
Oh, yeah.
if you haven't established some shared expectations.
I think well.
And it goes beyond just scheduling visits and attending events.
Right.
The source raises the really important point
Okay.
of how you will navigate disagreements or conflicts that might arise with in-laws.
Oh, the in-laws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a united front as a couple
Mm-hmm.
and developing some strategies for addressing those situations
Yeah.
is vital for protecting your relationship.
Absolutely.
And then there's the potentially delicate subject of financial support for family members.
Oh, yeah.
Being on the same page about those expectations
Yeah.
can prevent a lot of awkward and potentially damaging situations down the line.
Absolutely.
Setting clear boundaries early on, as the source emphasizes, really does seem to be key here.
Yeah, boundaries are key.
If we connect this to broader relationship dynamics,
Hmm.
establishing healthy boundaries isn't just about managing external influences.
Right.
It's also about nurturing your own relationship
Yeah.
and creating a strong sense of us as a couple.
Right.
These premarital conversations help define that shared space
Right.
and how you will navigate the various family relationships
Right.
that surround you.
Everyone's got them.
Now the source ventures into
Okay.
a more deeply personal and often quite vulnerable area,
All right.
exploring childhood traumas
Oh.
and their impact on mental health.
Mental health. Yeah, that's a big one.
This is a truly crucial aspect
It is.
because, as the source wisely points out,
Uh-huh.
everyone carries some form of emotional history,
Yeah.
some baggage from their past.
We've all got baggage.
Being willing to openly discuss
Yeah.
whether you feel you've fully processed any past traumas
Right. Have you dealt with it?
and how your upbringing might influence your current relationship patterns,
Yeah.
particularly in how you navigate conflict
Uh-huh.
and express your emotion,
How you handle things.
is incredibly important for building genuine intimacy
Yes.
and mutual understanding.
It's about understanding each other.
The source also brings up the significance of being open about any past or present struggles with anxiety, depression,
Yeah.
or other mental health challenges.
It's part of life for a lot of people.
Creating a safe space where you can share these aspects of yourself,
Yeah.
as the source says, really fosters a sense of emotional security
Absolutely.
within the relationship.
Yeah. Feeling safe to be yourself.
It allows you to offer support to each other
Being there for each other.
and to understand potential triggers
Yeah.
or ongoing challenges.
Everyone has their own stuff.
What's significant here is the emphasis on self-awareness and the journey of healing.
It's a process.
Understanding how past experiences might be subconsciously influencing your present relationship dynamics
Yeah.
is a key step towards breaking any negative cycles
Right.
and fostering healthier communication patterns.
It's about moving forward.
This level of openness requires vulnerability, absolutely.
It does.
But it can lead to a much deeper, more empathetic,
Yeah.
and ultimately more supportive partnership.
Absolutely.
The next topic the source addresses
Okay.
is something absolutely fundamental for a thriving marriage.
Yeah.
Yet it's often tiptoed around in early discussions.
Mm-hmm.
Sexual expectations and intimacy.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's favorite topic.
While often considered a very private aspect of a relationship,
Right.
having open and honest conversations about your expectations around intimacy,
Yeah.
how you envision communicating your needs and desires,
Right.
and how you anticipate navigating potential challenges,
Okay.
like mismatched libidos or the natural shifts in intimacy over the course of a long marriage,
It's going to change over time.
is absolutely essential for a fulfilling sexual relationship within the marriage.
It's the foundation.
The source poses some direct
Yeah.
but absolutely necessary questions.
Okay.
What are our individual expectations around intimacy?
Yeah. What are we looking for?
How will we create a comfortable space to communicate our needs and desires to each other?
That's important.
And this is so important to consider proactively.
Okay.
How will we navigate potential challenges like differing levels of sexual desire or the natural changes in intimacy that can occur over time?
It's going to happen.
Avoiding these conversations doesn't make any potential issues disappear.
No, it doesn't.
As the source rightly points out,
Yeah.
open communication in this area is a powerful way to strengthen trust
Absolutely.
and deepen your connection.
It brings you closer.
This also touches on the important recognition
Okay.
that intimacy encompasses so much more
Uh-huh.
than just the physical act of sex.
Right. It's more than that.
It includes emotional connection, affection, feeling desired,
Yeah.
and being truly understood by your partner.
It's feeling seen.
Having these conversations early on can really help you build a strong foundation
Yeah.
of open communication.
Mm-hmm.
That will be crucial for navigating the inevitable ebbs and flows
Right.
of intimacy
It's a-
throughout your marriage.
Yeah.
Shifting gears slightly to the everyday realities of married life.
Uh-huh.
The source emphasizes the importance of discussing your expectations of each other in the daily rhythm of things,
The day-to-day.
because marriage is definitely a partnership
Absolutely.
that extends far beyond those initial romantic feelings.
Yeah, you got to live together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about how you will navigate the practicalities
Yeah.
of sharing a life together.
Oh, the little things.
The source wisely suggests discussing the division of household responsibilities.
Oh, the chores.
Who will take on which chores?
Who does the dishes?
How will those tasks be divided in a way that feels fair and equitable to both of you? This might seem like a rather unromantic topic,
Yeah, not very sexy.
but it can actually be a significant source of conflict
It can be.
and resentment if expectations aren't clearly communicated
Yeah, resentment builds up.
and agreed upon.
You got to talk about it.
And it's not solely about household chores, is it?
No.
The source also brings up the importance of defining what quality time looks like for each of you.
Oh, that's a good one.
What activities make you each feel truly connected
Yeah.
and valued by your partner?
What makes you feel loved?
How will you intentionally create those moments amidst the busyness of your daily lives?
It takes effort.
And crucially, how do you both envision keeping that spark of romance alive long after the initial honeymoon phase?
Keep the spark alive.
Defining these aspects early on
Yeah.
can really help prevent feelings of being taken for granted
Right.
or harboring unmet expectations.
Yeah. When things don't match up.
If we connect this to the overall theme,
Yeah.
these seemingly small daily expectations
Yeah.
really reflect your underlying values
Uh,
and how you prioritize your relationship
it shows what's important.
within the context of your everyday life.
Yeah.
Having these conversations demonstrates a commitment
Yeah.
to shared responsibility
Right.
and a proactive willingness to nurture the partnership
He's putting in the work.
beyond just those initial intense romantic feelings.
Absolutely.
Finally, the source touches on a really significant area
Okay.
that can sometimes be overlooked in the excitement of planning a wedding.
It's easy to forget.
Your respective family health histories
Yeah.
and your individual lifestyle choices.
Yeah, health, that's a big one.
Health is indeed a lifelong journey,
It is.
and understanding each other's family health history can provide valuable insights
Mhm.
into potential genetic predispositions or health risks that you might face together in the future.
That's good to know.
Discussing your individual approaches to health and fitness
Right.
and your perspectives on medical decisions and healthcare
Yeah.
can also help prevent misunderstandings and ensure that you are both on the same page.
Yeah. Get on the same page.
When it comes to your overall well-being and the well-being of your future family.
Yeah. Thinking ahead.
The source suggests considering questions like, are there any significant genetic health conditions in our families that we should be aware of?
Yeah. Skeletons in the closet.
What are our general approaches to maintaining our health and fitness?
Like, do you go to the gym?
And what are our individual views on medical interventions and healthcare decisions?
Yeah. Like, what do you believe in?
Having this foundational knowledge about each other
Uh-huh.
helps you prepare for the future
Right.
and allows you to offer informed support to each other
Be there for each other
through any health challenges that may arise.
when things get tough.
This also reflects a deeper level of care and consideration for your partner's long-term well-being.
It shows you care.
It's about acknowledging that life can bring unexpected health challenges and ensuring that you are aligned in how you will face those challenges together
Yeah. Face them together
as a united team.
as a team.
Now, all of this probably sounds like a lot to cover,
It's a lot.
and the source itself acknowledges that initiating these kinds of conversations might feel a bit uncomfortable
Yeah.
or even daunting.
It can be awkward.
So what practical advice does it offer on how to actually approach these potentially sensitive topics?
Yeah. How do we do this?
The source provides some really valuable and actionable tips.
Okay.
First and foremost,
Yeah.
it underscores the absolute importance of being honest and open with each other.
Honesty is key.
Marriage is built on a foundation of trust,
Yeah.
and these premarital conversations need to be approached with complete transparency
Mm-hmm.
and a willingness to share your true thoughts and feelings.
Let it all out.
Secondly, it emphasizes the critical need
Yeah.
to listen to your partner without judgment.
Oh, yeah.
You will inevitably have different perspectives on some of these issues.
Yeah, you're different people.
And that's perfectly normal.
Of course.
The primary goal isn't necessarily to reach complete agreement on every single point right away,
Right.
but to truly understand each other's underlying perspectives and the reasons behind them.
Where are they coming from?
That's such a crucial point about listening without judgment.
It is.
And the source also offers a really key piece of advice regarding timing.
Okay.
Don't wait until after you've exchanged vows
Oh.
to have these fundamental discussions.
You wait.
Proactively addressing these important areas before you get married
Yeah.
can really prevent a lot of potential surprises
Uh-huh.
and conflicts further down the road.
It's preventative.
And finally, it suggests, seriously, considering professional guidance,
Okay.
such as premarital counseling,
Yeah.
which can provide a safe, structured, and facilitated space
A neutral space.
to navigate these potentially tricky conversations
Yeah.
with the support of an experienced professional.
Someone who's been there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Premarital counseling can offer you valuable communication tools and techniques
Yeah.
and can help you explore these various topics in a neutral and supportive environment.
Absolutely.
The source rightly reiterates that the ultimate aim isn't always to achieve perfect alignment
Right.
on every single issue,
Yeah.
but rather to gain a deep and comprehensive understanding of each other's perspective
And understanding.
and to learn effective strategies for finding compromises that worked for both of you as a couple.
Yeah. Finding that middle ground.
Yeah, so to bring all these crucial insights together,
Yeah.
the core message we've extracted from this source is incredibly clear.
Great.
Love your partner enough to have sometimes challenging, but ultimately vital conversations before you walk down that aisle.
Before you say I do.
Marriage is so much more than just that initial spark of love.
Yeah.
It's fundamentally about ongoing communication.
Communication.
It's about deep mutual respect,
Respect.
and it's about actively working together
Yeah.
towards your shared goals and dreams.
It's a partnership.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as the source compellingly suggests, now it's your turn to take the next step.
Okay.
Take the initiative to sit down with your partner
Right.
and begin these important conversations.
Yeah. Time to talk.
It might feel a little awkward
Yeah.
or uncomfortable at first,
It might.
but the long-term benefits for building a stronger,
Yeah.
healthier, and ultimately a much happier
Yeah.
and more resilient marriage
Absolutely.
are immeasurable
They are.
and absolutely worth the initial effort.
It's an investment.
And on that note,
Okay.
here's a final thought
Uh-huh.
for you to really consider
Okay.
as you continue this journey,
Yeah.
looking back at all these essential areas we've explored: finances, parenting philosophies, core values, family dynamics, mental health intimacy, daily life expectations, and health considerations.
All the big stuff.
Take some time to reflect on which of these areas feels most critical to your personal understanding
Okay.
of what constitutes a truly successful and fulfilling partnership.
Yeah.
And perhaps even more importantly, why that particular area resonates so deeply with you.
Yeah. Why is it so important?
What might exploring those specific questions further reveal about your own individual needs, your deepest expectations, and your fundamental non-negotiables
The deal breakers.
within the context of a marriage?
It's good to think about.
It's definitely something profound to mull over.
It is.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.
Thanks for having me.